I am ready to roll then. So this is a day for Teacher's Choice, and the topic I chose was dry patches in meditation. I hear this a lot from meditators, that we go through stretches where nothing much seems to be happening, and it can be discouraging. Maybe they feel like nothing is worth talking about during the sharing time. But then sometimes, maybe even often, when we start to talk about our meditation, we discover more value than we had previously perceived. Now, why do we think that every meditation needs to be or could be interesting, insightful, profound? Meditation, like everything else in our lives, is subject to change, anicca. It shifts, whether we like it or not. So to be honest, I didn't feel inspired to come up with a new topic for this Dharma talk. So as we do, I went to my own experience to mine it for a topic. And I realized, I've hit this dry patch in coming up with inspiration for this talk, for Dharma talks right now. I guess it makes sense. I just got done teaching an intensive week-long in-person retreat, and maybe I just need a little time to kick back, to take it easy. So the way I started to conceptualize this topic was through lists. It's not my usual way, but sometimes lists are a way to organize, and maybe even an easier way to conceptualize. So these lists are not exhaustive. They don't by a long shot include everything, but it's what I could think of now. So I started with what not to do when your meditation feels dry. Now, when I say don't, which I'm going to say many times over and over again, take it gently, please. First one, don't despair. And if you do, see if you can be curious. What is that despair like? It then becomes your experience to explore. The second bullet point, don't give up. Don't give up completely, but you might need a break. And this might be a good time for a break. And perhaps most importantly, and maybe most challenging, is don't assume this is all about you, that you're a bad meditator. Please call back to mind conditionality. Please remember, everything arises based on causes and conditions. So one direction would be to be curious about the conditions at play in this dry patch. So here's taking it from the other side, not the don't side, but maybe more the direction to go in. So remember anicca. This will change. So we might just bring it to mind. We could consider getting curious about the dryness or the boredom itself. What is it like? What does this really feel like? How do you perceive it? How do you know it? Maybe what conditions brought it on? This is a great chance to develop patience, because that's what it takes, is patience for things to change. And of course, we never know when or how. But if you can't find any patience in this, you get to explore impatience. Again, what is impatience like? How do you perceive it in your body, mind? And then if you do need a break, just take a break. And maybe do something intentional to support your practice. Perhaps set up a one-to-one with Linda. Just contact her through the daily online. I forget the exact email, but it's posted on the screen share. Or linda@satisangha.org. Maybe read a Dharma article, pick up a new book, give yourself a little nudge. Now, surely more could be added to these lists, but it's what I could think of now. So I took my own advice. I felt a little dried up about giving Dharma talks. So instead of trying to push past it, I turned towards the experience itself and saw some of the causes and conditions that underlie it. Not only did I just finish teaching a week-long retreat, but I have a really busy teaching week. I have several meditation groups and a day-long retreat to teach this Sunday. I realized I really actually needed to take it easy. I need to pace myself. So, of course, this dry patch, as I've said throughout this talk, is something others go through too. This is what I reminded myself. It's just part of this. And that understanding gave me the direction and focus for this talk. Shoo, I wasn't sure in the beginning if I could come up with one. And I also gave myself permission to keep this talk shorter. I'm about to end it. I gave myself permission to ease up on the usual expectations I place on myself, on the norms I usually try to follow. And here's the good news. I ended up completing this talk with plenty of time for breakfast and other morning routines. I'm on my second cup of tea, and I feel more relaxed. Something has shifted. Thank you for your attention. We're going to shift into